Okay, so we have Carrie again. I showed you something from 2009. Here we are, 2016. She's still going on and on. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, I haven't seen my brother in 7 years. She takes a fit about that. And then in another one, which was this one. This is publicly her Facebook. So this is why I have no problem sharing with the world the way his family is after they trashed me on Facebook for years. Let me see what this one is. Oh, yep. Okay, so she says her brother, yeah, I told my kids, yeah, why would you bother with her? She's got major emotional problems. So then she starts blaming her brother, calling him pussy whipped in front of the whole entire world. And I had to stand up for my husband numerous times against his own sister. And then we have, like I said, 2019, we tried to make up with them, went over, and then they started again. With all kinds of accusations again. And then, like I said, my husband he wrote a letter, and they didn't really care what he had to say. And the response was, thank you for your letter. I'm happy the cards are on the table now. We know where we stand in your eyes. Unfortunately, you don't know all the truth. Now, we don't even know what they were talking about. The details of why we are so angry with Melissa. You're stuck in the middle because of your choosing. You as well as we, what's it say, would have been better off not being involved. And like I said, my mother went over there, and that's why he felt like he was involved. She went over there telling a sad story. It says, I would not allow my wife or anyone else to disrespect my parents. Again, speaking truth in love is not disrespect. I would not keep her from her parents under any circumstance. Now, he did not keep me from my parents at all. So I don't know what he's talking about here. I actually had to take the bull by the horns and speak up to my mother quite often. She had a mother who ran her life, and then my grandmother actually kind of ran my life without much of my mother's say. And not only did my mother come from the projects, but my grandmother was a alcoholic drunk, who would use a coat hanger on my mother, etc., and all this stuff. So my mother honoring your parents was do what you're told. Same with my father, do what you're told. That's not always honoring your parents, especially if they don't want you to believe in God. The answer is no. You live your own life, you leave your parents. So he said, the things about that Melissa said about her parents are shocking. And that's me coming out saying, wait, did I say that then? Yeah, I did. Yeah, my mother and father chose abortion. And then not only that, but I had said my father was like all over my firstborn. And I was like, you know what? I don't know if he would molest him or what, because I have some vague memories and I didn't know about him. So my mother took that and ran with it and started saying that I accused my father of molesting, my son, which isn't true. My father wanted to do whatever he wanted with my son. It wasn't going to happen. I said, you can go fishing, but you're not going to, take both my kids. Like, you're not going to have my second son all day because he had some motor skill problems. So, I was like, no, you're not taking him all day. I know my father. I know the way he acts. And I knew he would be out fishing for the whole day. I'm not even close to my father. But as soon as I had a son, he wanted to be in my life. So when I told Donna about my father, she's like, right, all you did was make sure that he's safe. So she agreed with me until this letter. He says, we're honorable people living our lifestyle and respecting other people's lifestyle. That is not... I think at the beginning he says they're pretty good people. So he really doesn't have the gospel. It says, I may not be a model Christian, but I am without shame. That's a lie, okay? That's a big lie. That's not the gospel. None of us are good enough to make it, right? None of us are good enough in our own strength, whether we look good like they do and being pillars of the community or whatever. So on and on he goes. And then, oh yes, he says I have to be the center of attention. And that's because I'm very active in my life, so he doesn't like that. What else? Oh, I'm jealous of their friends, which I am not jealous at all. I don't think I have a jealous bone in my body. On and on he goes with all these accusations. Now for some facts. You know, we treated her fairly. We fed her and entertained her to the best of our abilities. No, actually what they did was they usually would just tolerate me. And Ben saw it too. Like, they'd be like, Ben, we're gonna get dinner. Get anything you want to eat. Boys, what would you like to eat? Then they would, like, Ben noticed this, just kind of like throw the menu at me and be like, here, order something to eat. And his mother gave me, like, she would give me a hard time every single time we went over there. And then, like, my son would notice too that she would act very different when Ben was around. So then they offer to help us with some cars, and then they start using it against Ben, and they start shaming him, putting him down. And you know, his father was gone all the time working, being a truck driver, so he didn't have any time with Ben. Ben didn't really have a father growing up. So he always took pride in working. Because he grew up with like 14 brothers or sisters. His father left when he was a kid, so he never, you know, they didn't have much money, so he had to work. So he finds his pride in his own strength, and he really wasn't there for Ben. So, you know, he is very shame-based too. He had a really hard life, and yeah. So this is basically, not only have I had to deal with this for 31 years, but I'm going to tell other girls too, be prepared in your marriage. Be prepared that you're not just dealing with a marriage, but you are dealing with a whole entire family who can come up against you. And this is why I am so protective of myself and my business, because people will say they love you, but they're really out to hurt you. Many times they don't want to work at relationship. They want to play the victim. They don't want to do their part in a relationship. On and on it goes. So yeah, it can take a lot out of your marriage. Yeah, I even have like, they're very manipulative. Like, Ben was telling me this guy at work said that he saw his dad, saying, you know, I don't see Ben much. And, you know, he couldn't go get his own life. He constantly wanted time with Ben, like a friend to go out with. And just this guy told him, you know, we're all busy in life, and didn't really give him what he wanted. He's actually the one who likes a lot of attention. And, you know, you can't make that up later on in life. You can't. You can try. I mean, you can. It's never too late to have a relationship with your dad, but he can never make up for that childhood that my husband lost. He can't. He just, no matter what, no matter how much money they give him, it's never going to be there. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on. And now I've got the extended family, it looks like, to deal with on top of them.